getting together with a lot of you pastors or a number of you pastors in the cohort just to walk through organizational strategy, really how to build an organization from the ground up. I've done that a number of times. I've done it for the last 35 years, and I really wish I would have had a coach to guide me. It just cuts years and years and years off the timeline, and it allows someone to really avoid a lot of the pitfalls involved in building an organization. Actually, if you go through and study some of the things that I have about organizational development, you begin to realize there's stages. First is survival. I think if you're a church plant, you're like, oh God, please help me. Survival, and then foundational is a stage by which people actually have something going, and it's strong and it's good and it's thriving. And from there you have acceleration, where you're beginning to add a lot of staff, and then duplication, which is a period of time by which you're actually duplicating yourself. We call those disciples. And then hopefully over time you move into a stage of maturation or maturity, by which quite frankly you're not needed. And then I found this stage, which is a stage of influence, how single words in larger organizations with multiple locations have a pretty significant impact. Regardless, I just wanted to let you know some of the things that I'm going to be teaching from something. How do you have balance? How do you have balance in your life? And how do you find a way to properly delegate versus dumping? How do you get traction in an organization, both in meetings as well as execution? We call that who does what by when. There's so many different things strategically that you can implement to make things smooth or run very smoothly. And that's exactly what I want to do. How do you create vision? How do you establish an organizational chart? How do you hire? How do you fire? How do you develop an organizational culture? More than that, how do you sustain a culture? How do you build? Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you say things like, oh, last year we used to do really well at that, and then you refocus, and then you build something for the next year, and then you find yourself sliding back in other ways? Well, how do you actually have a program that really keeps that from happening, or really prevents a lot of that from happening? So in other words, how do you build upon yourself or upon success and learn from your failures? There's just so many different things that I have outlined in a 12 month track, and I really would love the opportunity to pour into you to help you learn from the mistakes that I've made, and then maybe possibly help the kingdom. And so that's what I'm excited about. So I wanted to present that to you, and sign up for the cohort as it's available, and I'll look forward to coaching you.